Now to a Target 12 investigators exclusive, the punishment process.
A Target 12 review of sentencing data from federal court in Providence finds most defendants in child pornography cases are receiving sentences below the recommended federal guidelines.
It's probably the most difficult cases to sentence, to come up with what the appropriate sentence is.
Target 12 investigator Tim White sat down for a rare interview with Rhode Island's chief federal judge, who tells us every judge in the country is dealing with antiquated sentencing guidelines that border on useless when it comes to cases like these. Tim joins us now with the exclusive details.
Almost everyone agrees people convicted in child pornography cases should be punished. The question is, what is the appropriate sentence based on the individual's conduct? It is a debate that drew national attention during the nomination hearings of incoming Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
So you don't think that's a bad thing? I think that's a horrible thing.
Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson came under fire from conservative senators, accusing her of going easy on child pornography defendants when she sentenced them.
She was a mainstream sentencing judge.
U.S. District Chief Judge John McConnell says Brown Jackson's sentences were not an outlier.
I think you'd find the same true of the 3 sentencing judges here in Rhode Island.
A Target 12 review of local child pornography cases since 2019 shows of the 32 defendants convicted, the majority, 20, were sentenced below the recommended guideline range set forth by the U.S. Sentencing Commission. 5 were sentenced at the low end. Only 1 faced a harsher sentence. A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, that just means U.S. District Court judges in Rhode Island are soft on these, or go easy on these defendants. What do you say to them?
You know, it's just not true, Tim. We're consistent with what other judges across the country have done. As I said before, 63% of the child pornography cases are below the sentencing guideline range because those guidelines are simply not helpful in today's world.
Here's how sentencing works. Judges refer to the U.S. Sentencing Commission Guideline Manual to get a punishment range. Depending on the crime, a defendant is assigned an offense level based on a number of factors. It is cross-referenced with the defendant's criminal history, which gives the judge a suggested range for a prison sentence, shown here in months. For child pornography cases, McConnell says those calculations are woefully out of date.
You know, the guidelines were written, I think, when, little old men in trench coats went to the post office and got their pornography out of a post office box.
For example, child pornography defendants get an increased offense level if a computer is used. The sentence is also increased based on the number of images. One video is counted as 75 images. Anything above 600 images increases or enhances the sentence even further.
I've been on the bench 11 years now, Tim, and in every child pornography case I've had, in every single child pornography case I've had, the enhancement for in excess of 600 images has applied.
Every single one?
Right. So why isn't it an enhancement? Why isn't it factored into the culpability of the crime itself?
In 2021, the U.S. Sentencing Commission itself said the guidelines need to be updated to reflect the evolution of technologies used to distribute child pornography. That's because by law, a person convicted of distribution automatically gets a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in prison. And with the advent of file sharing like P2P, it has made it so prosecutors can charge most defendants with distribution, potentially requiring a judge to sentence the person to more time than they think they should get.
People receiving child pornography onto their computer, and then their computer is opened up so that others can receive it. Because of that, almost every possession could be charged as distribution.
A Target 12 review of U.S. Sentencing Commission data shows Rhode Island sees more child pornography cases on average than in most other states. 8% of all criminal cases that are sentenced at federal court in Providence are child pornography convictions. Compare that to less than 2% of the national average.
This is not a victimless crime. Every single one of the images or videos that are at issue in our cases involve a minor victim who's being sexually exploited.
U.S. Attorney Zachary Cunha says investigators in Rhode Island, including the State Police Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, work aggressively to track down these cases. Cunha says he thinks the federal judges in Rhode Island sentence the defendants appropriately.
The individuals who are in these images are real children who are suffering real and, in some cases, horrific abuse.
Coming up, new at 6. That's pretty stunning.
Yeah, it's astonishing to me.
The common thread, Judge McConnell says he has found in every single defendant he has sentenced in these difficult cases. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.